In 1989, an attack in New York City's iconic Central Park sparked nationwide outrage. But the case that gripped the nation would become one of the most infamous miscarriages of justice in American history. This is the story of the Central Park Five. On the night of April 19, 1989, 28-year-old Trisha Meili, a successful investment banker, went for a jog in Central Park. Hours later, she was found nearly dead. Her body brutally beaten and left in a ravine. She had been sexually assaulted, and her injuries were so severe that she remained in coma for 12 days. The attack occurred during a time of rising crime and racial tension in New York City. As news of the assault spread, the city demanded justice. The police, under intense pressure, arrested 5 Black and Latino teenagers: Antron McCray, Kevin Richardson, Yusef Salaam, Raymond Santana, and Korey Wise, claiming they were a part of a group that had been wilding in the park that night. The 5 teenagers, aged 14 to 16, were interrogated for hours without legal representations or their parents' presence. Under immense psychological pressure, each eventually gave statements implicating themselves and each other in the crime. These confessions, riddled with inconsistencies and contradictions, became the centerpiece of the prosecution's case. Despite the lack of physical evidence linking them to the attack, the boys were convicted in 2 separate trials in 1990. The media frenzy surrounding the case portrayed them as predators, further fueling racial tensions. Headlines dubbed them the Wolf Pack, dehumanizing them in the eye of the public. The 5 were sentenced to prison, their lives derailed by a crime they insisted they didn't commit. Meanwhile, the true predator remained free and the gaping holes in the case were ignored. In 2002, the case took a dramatic turn when Mattis Reyes, a convicted serial rapist, confessed to attacking Trisha Meili. DNA evidence confirmed his account, proving conclusively that he was the sole predator. By then, the Central Park Five had served between 6 and 13 years in prison. Their convictions were overturned, but the exoneраtions couldn't erase the years of suffering, humiliation, and lost opportunities. The city eventually settled a civil lawsuit with the 5 men for $41 million, but for many, the settlement was a hollow acknowledgement of a deeply flawed justice system. The story of the Central Park Five remains a stark reminder of how prejudice, public pressure, and systematic failures can lead to devastating consequences for the innocent. What happened to the Central Park Five was not just a tragedy, it was a failure of justice. Their story is a painful lesson in the cost of rushing to judgment and the enduring impact of the systematic bias. May we never forget the names Antron, Kevin, Yusef, Raymond, and Korey, and may their resilience inspire change.